my name is Rachel and today's video is going to be about my uni experience, advice, mistakes, stories, and things that I should probably do next year because, yeah. So marks come out in 2 days. If I don't hate them, you'll see them right now. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm just going to record this really quickly because I have to go. Marks came out at like 12 AM, but I heard some people couldn't really check until like 7 AM or something. It's almost 11 o'clock right now and I'm just going to check them really quickly. I actually reacted to my ATAR and I have footage of it, but like it was really boring and like unrepresentative because I kind of recorded it, went to sleep, woke up, cried. So if this reaction is really boring, I apologize, but I'll try to keep it kind of entertaining, I don't know. So I'm just going to head to the Sydney student website, if I can even remember the website. So I'm currently sitting at like an average of like 76, so I'm just passing that distinction mark. I'm hoping I can maintain that and get at least one high distinction. I did do like an easier course this semester, so kind of like a wham booster, so hopefully I am a higher distinction than a 76. Oh, I just saw it. I would wait for my mum to stop talking, but I really need to go, so I just have to like get through this. That's kind of what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. That's probably last semester's marks. I'm hoping maybe for like a bump this semester, but if not, it's okay. I will survive. I'll show you guys before I see it. I don't know if you can see it. Yay! I got a distinction for everything. I even got a high distinction.
I got a 77 for accounting, a 76 for corporate finance, a 79 for marketing, and a 90 for digital influence through social media.
It was kind of like an online class with lots of group work. So yay, I'm really happy. I might just calculate what my WAM is this semester. A WAM is pretty much just a weighted average mark. It's where you just like add all the numbers together and average them because all my units are worth the same anyways. Yay! I have a higher distinction WAM than last semester. So there's my Google calculator. So I got an 80.5 this semester. I got like a 76 last semester. So if I add them together and average it again, yay! I'm still on a distinction WAM. So that's pretty much my first year. It's been kind of fun, like learning. I know that sounds really weird. I kind of had an idea about some of these before because I did receive like the previous marks. And for accounting, they released the final marks like way too early. They released the marks way too early and my notifications are set to where the marks are sent to me, so I got to see them before I was supposed to see them pretty much, so that was kind of expected, but still I'm quite happy about that. It's kind of weird because from the highest mark I spent a lot of effort at the end, but like throughout I didn't spend like that much effort at all, so I'm quite surprised with that 90 really. The second highest one, 79 for marketing. I didn't even study marketing all year round. I literally just like did it in the weeks before because I kind of got a feeling of the subject. It's kind of like very, sorry, I'm facing this way, this is so weird. It didn't require like understanding, it was more like know the terminology, which one's which, and those kind of questions. So I'm really happy about that. My first HD, yeah boy. Okay, I gotta go now. It is Bo's birthday today as well. Oh, I should probably call him to see how he went. I didn't want him to tell me this morning just in case it like swayed my reaction in a negative way. Say hi.
What?
Quick, how'd you go?
Can I look less ugly then?
Okay. Say hi.
Hi. 3 HDs and a credit.
Wait, that's so random. Okay, well you heard it here first, folks. Tell me your marks.
93.
Yeah.
85.
Also just.
Yeah, and then 92.
And?
And then 74.
What's your yearly WAM?
This year?
Yeah.
Then he said it was like 83.6.
83.6. So that's almost a high distinction WAM.
Yeah, it's pretty cool,
I'm
right?
super proud of you. So I'll just start off with a little bit about me and like a recap of my first year at uni.
So I'm studying the Bachelor of Commerce / Bachelor Advanced Studies at the University of Sydney, majoring in marketing and finance.
And that'll give you a little bit of background on what my like experience is related to. So I've had a really good year. Uni is like a really big step like from high school, I would say. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like the time where I feel like you're growing a lot as a person and like discovering yourself. So a few things have happened this year. I'm not necessarily the proudest of them. Definitely not even a little bit proud of them. But like, we can talk about it because like, it's cool. I did a Buzz 1020 course, which was about like statistics pretty much. And I failed my final. What happened pretty much was the whole year I was getting like 90s for this subject. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so smart. You know, high distinction, here we go. And didn't go that way. So all the exams the whole year were like on the computer, so like through Excel and stuff, and like I think I like relied on that too much. I don't know. We had a group assignment that was like based on Excel analyzing like this data and all that, and I was the team carry. I had oh wait, what if they watch this? The final didn't have an Excel, like it was on paper and that was it. It was a 2-hour exam and like 1 hour in there were 30 multiple choice questions. I'd only gotten up to 10, so like you can imagine how many I guessed. And then my finals I got 30%. And I thought they messed it up. I found this out when I was in Melbourne and I was like, no, must be a mistake, must be a mistake. And I was like, it's not happening. 30%, that is ridiculous. So the final was 30% weighting, so like the whole other 70% that I did the rest of the semester carried me pretty much, because the 30% obviously would not have gotten me very far. So we did end up with a high credit, so not too bad. Another thing that like happened this year that like I should probably learn from and not do it again was submitting assignments literally right before the deadline. So it was a group work assessment, and my friend Yelena and we were working together like on Google Documents. Yelena sent me the link to submit, the file name, and just like all that. So we were like literally like working together so well, and I thought it was due at 12 AM, but it was actually 11:59. So thank God I was like, okay, I'll just stop formatting and submit it. And we submitted it with like literally a few seconds to spare, and like I was panicking so much in that moment. Like my hands were like this and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, so after I did that, I did it again. I had a finance assignment due and I like went to sleep like normal time. Like I didn't stay up to do it the night before because it was due at like 4 PM I think. So I was like, don't worry, we've literally got the whole day, it'll be fine. I actually was not that close to finishing because I just kept going over the old parts because I didn't want to do the new parts. Like I didn't even know what I was writing. It was like a report based on like a company's valuation thingo. By the time it was like 3:30, I was like, I am totally not finishing. So I just quickly did things. My reference list was incomplete. It was literally half the links I used, and we had to write an executive summary, which I was going to write at the end with like all the numbers that I got from the calculations. And I just didn't have time to do that, so I just quickly like copied and pasted like some numbers, and it was really short and it should have been like longer, but I didn't think it contributed to my mark too much, so I was like, it's okay. So I submitted it at 4 o'clock, 10 seconds to be exact, and I was like, oh my god, we just got it in. And then I saw a little like late and I was like, oh my god. And it turns out it was due by 4 PM, which would mean before 4 PM. And I was like stressing out. I emailed my lecturer, my tutor, and I was like, is this a system error or like what's happening? But like low-key deep down I knew it was my fault. In the end, everything worked out. So yeah, don't do that because it doesn't work every time, and I just got very lucky both times thanks to my internet connection. So I'll just start off with a little intro on uni, UCIT or commerce. This is based on my experience and my opinions, So in uni, I feel like you kind of have to know what week it is because all the topics are like split up between the weeks. And in high school, like I feel like you never really knew what week it was. It was like, it's either 7, 8 or 9. There's like 13 teaching weeks where you're like actually learning lectures, tutorials, whatever. And there's 1 week of mid-semester break in between, 2 weeks of StuVac, which is study vacation. It's the 2 weeks before finals that you get like a break to study, and 2 weeks of finals. So altogether that is
2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 13.
18 weeks? So it works out pretty well because you have like a 1 month break in between and I'm in my 3-month break now, so like after the end of the year. So one thing uni has that high school doesn't have are lecture recordings, and these are super useful. I've gone through a course like just this semester where I like didn't attend any lectures towards the end because they were just a bit boring, and you can watch them on like 2 times speed or like skip every now and then. I think the best way I can put it is you can watch what you want when you want. And like you can rewatch it, you can not go to lectures. I know a bunch of people that don't even go to lectures because then they can just go to uni like 2 days a week. So some of the content I learned this year, probably because I'm in first year, was kind of related to high school content. So I found economics and business to be kind of helpful in economics and like marketing subjects. But in the end, it only helps you for like a few weeks and just gives you like a feel of the subject. So advice I have for you and for future me, because I have not mastered the act of friend making, is to kind of put yourself out there and just like don't care what people think about you, I guess. I don't know, because it is really awkward making friends, and I think that has to do with the fact that I'm doing commerce, which is like a huge cohort with like many different majors. So a lot of the friends you make are either for like one subject or for like one semester, and you just never see them again, which really sucks. I heard it gets better in the later years where you kind of meet more people who are doing the same things as you, but like this also might have to do with the fact that I am the most awkward bean in the whole wide world. Like, it is so hard for me to make friends. So another mistake I've made this year is like not listening to lecturer hints. It only happened to me once this semester, so this is kind of me taking something really small into something like huge and great because I'm really mad that that thing happened and I didn't listen. So my lecturer pretty much casually said during a lecture, "Oh, redo your assignment again by hand." And I took the advice, and then like I threw it in the bin or something because I completely forgot about it and I didn't follow his advice. And when I came to the exam, like 60 marks was based on that little piece of advice he gave. Another thing I'd recommend is going through your lecture slides like right before an exam, just really quickly scroll through them, because I found that a lot of exams aren't really like hard. Like if you have a 2-hour exam, you can kind of finish it in 1.5 hours and use those half an hour to like chill or fall asleep or check your work. But I guess this kind of depends how you study, but I make notes based on the lecture slides, and obviously I'm not going to copy every single thing. I'm going to take what I think is important and put it onto the piece of paper, otherwise I'm literally going to have like 500 million pages of notes. So when I do that, sometimes I miss like little pieces of content that like I don't think is important but like is important, because you can work as fast as you want, but if there's a piece of content that you've never seen before, never heard before, you literally can't do anything, and half the time you can't even make that up. Like it's like a specific terminology word, a specific graph that you have to know. It might be the stupidest piece of advice, but I just think it's like super helpful, and like then at least you will know how to answer something a little bit instead of not knowing anything at all. I guess this piece of advice is especially important if you have like extended responses, because I had a whole like extended response based on one lecture slide and I didn't even know it existed. Like when someone showed me afterwards, I was like,
Where'd you get that from? That's BS. I've never seen that in my whole life.
I'd only remembered like some of the topic from like a previous slide, so I just like elaborated so much on like the tiniest point. So that kind of wraps up my video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was like somewhat useful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.